Well, you heard right. She said men have overstayed their welcome. I don't know if you agree with that. But do you think that women can make more impact in governance, if given the opportunity? Now, women political empowerment in Nigeria is a topical issue for us. It has generated a lot of mixed reaction from both educated and the general public. There are those who argue that women should be confined to their traditional role, the other room, in the kitchen, and because they feel that's what they're created generally from, and they're getting strong voices and argument to the contrary, saying that women have more role to play, and that we should have a level playing ground where women are given the opportunity, equal opportunity, to try their hands at governance, politics, the home front, and whatever it is they desire at the end of the day. And would it be better for us here in Nigeria, on the continent, and around the world to see more women hold elective offices, as much as we want for appointive position also, to try their hands? I mean, if you ask Nigerians, are you ready for a female president? There will be a lot of, not really, not for a country like Nigeria. Well, if not Nigeria, where else would we have a woman? That's what we'll be looking at today. And I have in the studio Karima Rhanem, who is the president of the International Center for Diplomacy from Morocco. You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we have Lucky Kaharame, who is a lawyer and a political affairs analyst. You're welcome, sir, to the show. We're going to start with you, madam. What do you think? Women, you believe, can make more impact in governance?
Well, basically, the testimonies we heard are pretty interesting because, there's a diversity from the perspective of men and from the perspective of women.
Exactly.
But I would not say that women are better than men or men are better than women. If we think about a gender perspective, I think it's quite important that we give equal opportunity to both men and women to hold position in government. I think women, if they are given the opportunity to hold positions in the government, I think they would do much more than they are doing actually, because the problem lies here. It's not just the number of women who are in higher level position within the government or within elective bodies. The problem lies in the quality of their participation, because they are giving them the opportunity to be as numbers between quotes in titles and positions, but basically they're not holding the positions. They have the titles, but they're not part of the decision-making process. So they don't have a voice. It's still male-dominant, the decision-making process. So I think what is much more important, whether at the level of parliament or government or elected bodies, is that women would have more voice, that she's be more included in the decision-making process. And that is what we're looking for, because if we look, for example, at the quota system that many countries in Africa have been, exactly. The quota system has managed to basically increase the number of women in government, in parliament, in elective bodies. But if we look back and do a study, we notice that it does not really impacted so much the quality of their participation, in the sense that it is impacted on the daily lives of women.
All right. So it's more of the quality of the participation that as much as women seem to be counted in certain areas, we're not getting the much impact we should from them. I'm curious to find out from you, Mr. Karame, what you think, women in governance.
Basically, what I think, to me, I think women, they, with respect and humility, to women who have done great things all over the world and all that. But I think that if you talk about politics, the women are not actually placing themselves in positions where they can do better than men. That's where the issues are. They are not really making themselves available, and the few ones that will try to do that are not getting the support of the women folks themselves. I think that's basically what it is, and that's why I think and I believe that going with the statistics and situations and whatever is happening around the world today, I don't see women actually doing better in politics, because they're not even giving.
Are you saying this for just Nigeria, Africa, general?
General,
okay.
Because you see them in schemes and sketches, the few people around the world trying to make impact and all that, and then you don't see other people taking examples from these persons to say, okay, give an example, if the Prime Minister of New Zealand can do this, I too should be able to do this, something like that. You don't see those kind of I will use the word, you set of examples. Women don't tend to follow those kind of examples. It's supposed to be, those issues are supposed to be issues that are supposed to drive them to do what they need to do, but they don't even see that as an impact. Sometimes they don't even discuss it. Women don't even tend to use that as, they don't see what their female counterparts have done. They don't just tend to use them as examples to the younger ones to say, okay, you can do this, And so with that happening, I don't see them. They don't even give themselves the opportunity to do what they need to do to get to
Now, is it about women not giving themselves the opportunity, or we have a patriarchal society over the years and centuries that have relegated women to a certain position, and there's a lot of unlearning that needs to be done on the part of women?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, basically, I want to speak. Yeah, exactly. More specifically about role model, and you brought a very good example about the New Zealand Prime Minister, and I think we have models in Africa. But we're not communicating enough about those role models. I've recently done a study within political parties about women political